Hey guys, what's up? KINKY here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and joining me once again. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any more videos from me. So let's just get right into this video. As you can see from the title, it's going to be all about styling short natural hair with some long clip-ins and making it work. So I have a few styles for you guys that you can try out that you might not have thought that you could do. Thumbs up this video because doing these multiple style videos are hard. Like, my hair by the end of this is gonna be destroyed. I'm gonna be hungry and tired. Like, it's exhausting. So thumbs up this video if you appreciate the effort and thought that went into this and the hard work. I really tried to be creative, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, so for this first style, we're going to start off by parting the front of our hair, so from ear to ear, and I'm just going to use a rat tail comb to do this, and then I'm just going to try to use some bobby pins to separate the two sections. So I put some bobby pins in the back section just to kind of move it out of the way so I can start working with the front. Alright, so now I'm going to be using these small black elastics to tie my hair into different sections. So I'm going to be doing 4 puffs, 2 on each side, and then later on we're going to use clip-ins to attach to these puffs to create bantu knots. I'm making sure they're nice and separated so that when I add the extra hair, they don't get bunched up together and they still look separate and clean. Alright, so now before continuing with the bantu knots, I'm just going to start with the back of my head. I'm just attaching the clip-ins, and honestly, I'm not doing it in any special way. I'm just using my fingers to separate my hair as I go along. Because my hair is so short, it's not going to be sticking out much. You won't really see it. It's going to be completely covered by these long clip-ins by the end. So honestly, there's no method to this. Just put them in there and try to make it look clean when you get to the top part of your head. Alright, so now I'm just going to take some more clip-ins and I'm going to attach them to my little puffs. This is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just creating some bantu knots. So I clip it once to my scalp and then I wrap it the rest of the way. And then I use some bobby pins to shape it, and I just do this to each puff. Make sure everything is covered, make sure there's no track showing, and make sure they're a size that I like. So I just kind of play with them until they look comfortable for me. I personally like that they look like mini space buns, but if you like smaller bantu knots, you can go ahead and use smaller clips or just less hair. It's up to you. Alright, so now I'm just using some Eco Styler to clean up this look. I'm just using it to do my edges and to lay down the extra hairs that need to cover up the tracks in the back. As you can see, it's sticking up back there, but I will lay that down. So I just take a little edge brush, kind of swoop my edges, make it look more stylized. Bobby pin anything that needs to be bobby pinned, comb it out, make it look nice and fluffy and natural, and then I am good to go. Alright, so now for this next style, I'm going to part my hair down the middle. It's not really in the middle, but let's just ignore that. And I'm just going to start clipping the clip-ins onto the sides of my head so it reaches all the way to my front hairline. So like the other style, because we ignored the whole front section, now I'm going back and filling my hair with the clip-ins and making sure they all reach my whole head. So I'm covering everything and just making sure there's a line parted down the middle, and that's all that really matters. And as you can see, all you have to do is leave a little bit of hair in the middle section, enough that can cover the track of what's underneath it. So as you can see, I'm just clipping in a few chunks going downwards towards my ears, and then making sure that every section is covered with some hair. So now that I've done that, as you can see, my whole head is covered with clip-ins, and there's just a little section up at the top of my own leave-out, which will be used to cover the tracks. So I'm just taking an elastic or ponytail, whatever you want to call it, and tying my hair into a nice low ponytail. And now we're going to slick my leave-out all the way down and bobby pin it in a cute little style. This is something that's really fun to do if you have colored bobby pins or gold bobby pins. Unfortunately, I only had black, so it's kind of boring, but it still looked really cool. So when you're pinning it, try not to pin it just in like a straight line. You can do straight lines, crisscross them, and do cool different designs with the bobby pins. while they're still holding your hair down. So it's a look. Again, if you want it to look a little bit more stylized, go ahead and use some colored bobby pins. And then after this, all I'm gonna do is lay my hair down so it stays nice and flat. So I'm just using a satin scarf to do this, and then it'll come out looking nice and flat and clean, and that's about it. And then of course make sure your edges are laid, and yeah, we are all done. Alright, so for this third style, we're going to start by pinning all my hair to one side and creating kind of like a side puff looking thing. So I'm just using bobby pins and going along my hair and just pushing it all to the side as far as it can go, because it is so short you don't want to do it in the middle if your hair can't reach the middle, but it looks cuter if you do it this way anyways. So I'm just going to use some gel to kind of lay down my hairs. If you're doing this style for real, really take the time to lay your hair at this point. Like really use the gel and brush it down before continuing. Because of this video, I can't do too much gel because I need my hair to move after this for the next style. So then I just go ahead, I start clipping the clip-ins on the sides, and I just attach them all the way to the top just like this. And as you can see, it's creating a nice little side curly afro thing. I don't know what to call it, but you guys can see it. It looks really cute. And like I said, make sure you really slick the side that needs to be slicked, or else it just won't look as good. For this video, I could have done so much better in slicking it, but like I said, I can't do too much because I need it to still be able to move after this. So I'm just making sure my tracks are covered and leaving a little bit of my own hair out just kind of to blend with it, and then that's basically it. I just clip it in the right spot so I have a little bit of leave out covering the small little track, and then that's all. Oh, and make sure you use a satin scarf to lay down your side that needs to be more slick, because then it helps it actually last longer. And yeah, that's what I do for like everything. So about 10 minutes and you're all good. And as you can see, everything is flattened and looking cute. Brush it out, make it look like more afro-esque, and yeah, we're done. Alright, so for this next style, I'm going to be clipping the clip-ins back into my hair in every direction. So I'm just going to fill my head with the clip-ins, and then once I get to the middle of my head, I'm going to start clipping the clip-ins facing forward. So now I am going to be kind of just filling out my hair in this direction. As you can see, you put hair going front and back so then you can eventually fill out the center, and then I just make sure that everything is covered in the middle and in the front, and then I go ahead and I brush it out. Now that my hair is looking nice and puffy, I just take a little piece in the front part of my hair, and then I go ahead and I brush out the tracks, and then I take some scissors and I just cut a nice little curly bang. So I kind of just did that really roughly. If I need to move it up, I will. And that's basically it. I just keep brushing and brushing until every single track is covered. It makes it look more natural, and it makes it kind of easier to not see your roots. So the bigger the hair, the harder it is to see the tracks or to see your hair in general. So I just keep brushing and filling and moving things around and chopping what needs to be cut and shaping it, and that's basically it. Alright, so for this last style, it is very simple and very similar to the last. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a little hairband. I'm using a little piece of nylon, which I always do, and I'm going to tie that around my head and then push it back to create a nice slick front part. Now I'm going to take some tracks to attach to the front of my hair to cover up my little leave out and to blend it in and to make it look like this is coming right out of my scalp. So I'm going to put some tracks in the front, enough to make it look full and enough to cover up all the extra hair there. And don't worry about the tracks showing because we are going to cover that up in a second. So now that that's done, I'm just going to brush it out, make it look natural. You could obviously brush it out more than that. And then I'm just going to take a colorful headband or any sort of headscarf kind of thing, and I'm going to cover the tracks and the hair tie and create this cute little style so you can't really see anything that's going on. It just looks like you have a nice little afro. Your edges are out, it's nice and sleek, it's still out of your face, and it looks good. So that is basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed all these styles and that you're inspired to try them out. If you do, make sure you tag me on Instagram so I can see. Comment down below, subscribe, thumbs up, turn on the notification button. Love you guys so much. I will see you in my next video. Bye!